Yabidah means to honor with a song in public. And this song that I sang was, for me, it was like an honor song for the student who gifted me his drum, but also it was a honor song for everybody who attended the opening. And it wasn't just an honor song just for the people that were there at the opening and the students and the artists. It was an honor song for everybody. And I sang that song for all my ancestors, my loved ones. So I made a pair of high top moccasins. It was my first time doing it from scratch. I've had help when the last high top pair that I made. And so for me, making a new pair of high top moccasins was, in a sense, renewal. I wanted to paint on some raw hide or parfletch, but I didn't know where to get it or, what exactly I was wanting to do. And then one of my colleagues, Cody Wells, was one of the students in my Indigenous Art Studio course with Jackson Two Bears, and he was the one who said, hey, like I have a drum, I can just give it to you if you want. Gifting is a big thing in Blackfoot culture. And so when somebody gives you a gift, it's about reciprocity, and everything comes back full circle, because the Blackfoot way of thinking isn't linear, it's circular. So for him to gift me that drum, I felt obligated to activate it. About like a few weeks before the opening, and while I was in this creative process, I did have a dream of 4 golden buffalo that were in a rolling landscape. And so that dream I always go back to, because whenever I think back at that dream, it just reminds me that I'm on the right path, and that there is a reason why I dreamt of those 4 golden buffalo. There was a winding road in my dream, and it was a bunch of hills. And as soon as the road got straight amongst the horizon, that's when I seen the 4 golden buffalo. And they were as huge as mountains, and they were so beautiful, shining in the sun. It was just gold and blue, and they took form, and they took shape in the form of the Belly Buttes, which is located on the Blood Reserve. And so that in and of itself felt significant to me. And so I went to Elder and Knowledge Keeper Francis Frischcharger, and I asked him about the dream and told him about it. And he just said it's a really good dream, and, to pray on it. So I did. And so through that process of praying and having that dream, I that's when that kind of everything just started to make sense and kind of came to me. The design itself is inspired from Jackson Beardy's Solitude. Something about that sun symbol just kind of drew to me, because it's a symbol that I used to draw all the time as a kid. And then the eagle feathers also kind of just came to me as well, because, well, for me, eagles are very symbolic animals. And so a colleague asked me, what animal do you resonate with more, like a buffalo or eagle? And I said, well, an eagle for one, because I see them more, and because they remind me of my late mother, but also I feel like, the power of the eagle is, very symbolic in Blackfoot culture. And so the feathers in and of itself are significant to us. And so to be, gifted a feather or given a feather means that you've accomplished something. And so for me, painting this mural, having my first exhibition opening, singing this song, making these moccasins, like, those were huge accomplishments for me. That was my first step as an artist into making that path. Also, like, I don't really see buffalo that often, just because, they're, they were almost extinct and taken away from my people. And now they're being reintroduced back on the reserves. And I felt like that reintroduction is something to be celebrated. And also the buffalo making its way back into our lives, I think that is a huge cultural significance, and in a way that is renewal, because everything always comes back full circle. So that's why all these elements of the design kind of all pulled itself together in such a beautiful way. The song that I sang was a cover of Olivia Tailfeather's song Mokaki Gakima, which means to be wise and persevere in life. And it was the song that I sang at my mother's burial, and I haven't sang it since then. And I haven't sang it in front of anybody. So singing that song was a lot. And it took a lot out of me, and I couldn't look at anybody. I was like, I had my eyes shut the whole time. I just looked down at my drum because that was my focus. That was my focal point. The power of song and singing and activating that drum and singing not only for Cody and everybody who was there, but I was singing for my mom, for all my loved ones, you know, everyone who passed on, my ancestors. I was singing for everyone, and I was singing out of love. And I think that everybody felt that. And so they felt that emotion. Mike Bruce had approached me and he told me that, you know, I was really brave for singing in front of a lot of people. And I remember he told me to tell everybody that he wanted to transfer me a song. He felt very moved by my song. And then so that inspired him to sing Forever. The whole project in and of itself was a success because of how everything all tied together so beautifully. But also, you know, it taught me so many things about reciprocity and just the gift of giving, sharing, love, you know, that transformation, that renewal, all these things that are all part of the Blackfoot way of knowing, not just Blackfoot, but Indigenous peoples as a whole. And I learned a lot from that experience. And that's something that you won't see looking at the mural and the drum hanging on the wall afterward. It felt so empowering to be a part of such a beautiful project. Not just my project, but everybody's project was beautiful. And so I really love to see everyone's progress and everybody presenting their work. Like I was just so proud of everyone. Pretty much what Ya'apitasokudu means, to honor with a song in public, but it's so much deeper than that.